What up? What up? What up? What up? Y'all already know what it is. This week, we talked about a few things. Talked about a few things to pop off. Um, Trying to figure this out. I ran into a technical difficulty. I was sitting here and whole time my mic wasn't even on. Crazy work. My mic was not on, so I was sitting here, I was talking the whole time I was talking. So allow me a brief second to make sure time I was talking. So okay. All right, so tonight we're gonna talk about, it was a recap of everything that we had discussed this last week or so. And I want to jump into a few things. I had a bunch of topics and I didn't get a chance to really do them justice the way that I wanted to do them. So tonight we're going to talk about it. All right. So last night I did an episode. I did an episode last night and it was near and dear to me. And it was called Controller Dead. And what that was, we would sit here and we would sit here and we would talk about basically how you pace yourself in relationships. And it was a lot of pacing that was going on because a lot of times people get in relationships and they move at the pace that they want. And sometimes you have to know, because if you're moving at the pace that you want, at the pace that you want, it can be good or bad. It can be a twofold. You know what I'm saying? It could be a twofold. It could be, all right, I want to pace myself. I want to move myself in a way that, is conducive to what we're trying to build. But sometimes that pace don't always work for other people. But I'm here to tell you, your pace is your power. If you don't set your speed and you allow other people to set the speed of the relationship and the pace, or how fast y'all going or how slow or whatever, they will always pick the lowest effort of speed for you. You got to stop being a passenger and be the pilot intentionally. I know people will be like, oh man, you just got to let things go the way that they go and all this and all that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You can let things go the way that you can let them go, but you are giving, I'm real intentional when it comes to things that I want. I'm real intentional. I'm the type where I know how to speak my mind. I know what I want. When you're 20, 21, 22, 25, 30, yeah, you got a little time to play with house money. You know what I'm saying? You got a little time to play with house money. When you are older, in your 30s, damn near 40, you don't have the luxury of standing around waiting for things to come to you. You got to get yourself in the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get yourself in the game. You gotta move with precision. You gotta move with intention. You gotta know exactly what it is that you want when you want it. A lot of times we be scared. We don't know fully what the other person is capable of doing because we tend to be in relationships and move for ourselves. You ever notice when people get in relationships, oh, it's what I want. Well, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I want. Yeah, that's cool. You are entitled to get out here and look for whatever it is that you desire. That's your right. As long as you are being clear with whoever you're trying to get with, I don't see an issue with that. But same way as you have a right to get out here and get what you desire, so do they. So if you're on some, I want to move fast, I'm looking for love, I'm looking to be with somebody, and they can turn around and say, you know what, I just want to move slow, I don't want to rush. That's their right. And it's your right to be like, all right, cool, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for what has worked for me, and this is what I would like to pursue. And that's okay. Nobody has to agree with your pace. You guys, if it's worth it, you'll find some type of common ground. You'll find some type of compromise. You'll find some type of way to figure it out if it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Some people move fast. Some people move slow. Some people don't move at all. Some people just let the game come to them, which is cool. As I said before, it's cool. Let the game come to you. I was guilty of that. I was guilty of letting the game come to me because I felt like, hey, I control the pace. I control the tempo. I felt like I was Kobe, LeBron, Lamar, Mahomes, whoever. I felt like I was the star of the show. So everything would come to me. But then I had to realize, yeah, I can run that play. It's my playbook. But it doesn't mean that the team is on the same page of that playbook. So what I learned is last night when we talked about it, stop being a passenger. Be the pilot. Come with intention. You on the other side, you can't come organically. You can't just let things happen and go the way they go. You can. That might be the system that works for some people. It might not work for everybody, but for me, I'm a little bit of a more hands-on when it comes to relationships, and that's okay because, like I said, I'm 39. I'm moving with intention. I don't have, and like I said, this method is not for everybody, but for the ones that it is, shout out to them. I move with intention. I know exactly what I want because I've been there. I've been all of those places. I've been there already. Married, relationships, children. I've been all those places before. So at this point in my life, I'm not wasting time. I'm moving. And I'm moving with intention. I move with precision. You know what I'm saying? So, I said the next relationship I get, I'm going to bet the house on. No pun intended, but that's where I'm at. I'm going to bet the house on everything that I do from here on out. So I move with intention, and I need anybody that's here. When you're in a relationship, you're moving with intention. You're not moving just to say I'm in a relationship. And I mean, if you are, you are. But for me, I move with intention. The second one we talked about, shout out to the Bougie Babe for popping out on that one. January 10th, we are live in Chicago, man. We are putting together a dope concept. I got some dope things that I'm doing, man. I really just know that people are going to be entertained. And that's what this is going to be about, entertainment. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a fun. It's gonna be a party for sure. All right, tickets are on sale right now. The link will be posted up after the video. Shout out to, everybody that's, hitting me up about it. Don't just hit me up, buy a ticket. God damn it. But no, we talked about the unsolicited trauma dump in emotional aspects. I call it emotional blackmail because when you come off and you're telling me everything that you're going through and that you've been through, I am now invested. And it's like, I be feeling like I can't add on to your trauma by leaving you alone for telling me all your trauma, especially trauma that I'm not ready. So now I feel like I gotta stick around. And it's like, you know, we built the bond off your trauma, which is crazy in itself. But it's like, yeah, I gotta stick around now because I don't want to be a reason. But what I've learned now is I have a right to interrupt. The moment you get to pushing all that out, I have a right to tell you and try to sway the conversation because I don't want to hear that shit. I'm gonna be completely honest. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't have to accept the emotional debt. I don't. You know, I can accept you, but I don't have to accept the emotional debt that comes with you. And so that's where I'm pretty much pushing it, you know. We talked about this week, had an episode, a live episode. It was called Be the Reason Why She Bets the House on You. And basically what that was talking about is, man, a lot of times people get in relationships with good women and they don't realize that they good women until it's too late. All right. You got a woman that's out here making sure everything works. She's betting everything she has, bringing everything she has, investing everything that she has into you because she believes in you. You have to be the reason why that faith pays off. Integrity is everything when someone is pushing everything that they have into you. You know what I'm saying? Integrity. So this episode we talked about is just about just being the man that she wants to believe in, that she wants to put everything that she has into it. And sometimes we miss out on our blessings when we bypass what's in front of us. We do. Be the truth. That'll make her confident in the investment and feel like it was worth every penny, every effort, every amount of time, everything that I put into this because he is what I believe in. So you gotta run with that. We also had an episode I called RSVP to Life. And basically I challenged everybody that listened, that watched, to choose reconciliation over pride. Life ain't forever. Sometimes memories are the only thing that you have. That's the only receipt that you'll ever get after the memories and after the life is gone, you know? So I tell people, man, swallow the beef. Don't let beef get in the way of celebrating birthdays, graduations, weddings, cookouts. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, family reunion, family time. You know what I'm saying? I hate being a part of a culture where, you know, in family, that we only come together for funerals. I never wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I believe I grew up around block parties and gatherings, and we could sit outside and kick it and catch up and politic. That's what I grew up under. I don't understand the movements right now in the way of life, bro. I don't get it. I never was too big on funerals and stuff like that. I went to a lot of funerals. I was never too big on those. Your legacy is built on the bridges that you build. All right, so don't wait until the final call to make amends when somebody on their deathbed or they got, you know, a limited amount of time and all this. Don't wait until that moment. You know what I'm saying? Now is the time to come together and bridge the gap and show the next generation, all right, look, you bigger than all of that. Stick together. Prioritize your family. Reconciliation is cool. It's great. You can reconcile. It's not nothing to, you know, lose fear about of shaking hands and moving forward. There's nothing wrong with that. We had another episode we were talking about learning from past mistakes in marriage. My first marriage, honestly, was the most expensive education I ever had. What I mean by that is I went to college, and college wasn't that expensive as losing a marriage. Losing a marriage took everything from me. So I learned from that lesson. I promise you I did. And it was like, I used everything from that, and I'm building a better identity. You know what I'm saying? My divorce was an event. It wasn't my identity. Everything that I'm doing now is my identity. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving a second chance with love, and I'm going with wisdom, and I'm going with honor, and I'm going with trust. It's not just wounds over here. It's not. We building, we moving, we pushing, we grinding, and we moving to be something better than I ever had before. So it's like, you got to be okay with change, man. You got to be okay with, I failed. And you did. I look at it every day in the mirror like, yeah, I failed. I know I failed. So now I move with intention. I move with intention, and I will continue to move with intention, and I will continue to build with intention, because that's who I am. So that episode was dope. It was about just giving love a second chance. Don't just because you failed at it or got your heart broke, don't think that, that's the end of it. I also did an episode where I jumped into sports, man. And I think I'm going to start jumping back into that. I had an episode, and we talked about all the football games that took place this weekend. We talked about my Ravens. We talked about the weak ass Bears. We talked about Lamar Jackson and his slump right now. We talked about the NBA. OKC might be on the verge of being a dynasty. We talked about my Clippers. It was a bunch of things that we talked about on the sports side. So I think now every Friday, I'm going to dedicate that live to a sports night, a sports live. So I think that's something I'm going to look forward to. It's not a thing. So every Friday, y'all can pop out. Y'all can talk sports with your boy. I'll be having different people come up and give their takes. And, we're going to debate about it. It is what it is. I'm going to call that Debate Smash Fridays. Okay? Debate Smash Fridays on all platforms. All right? So look for that. Look for that. I'll be giving my ups and downs, my picks, who's up, who's down, things like that. And I'll have people come up and debate with me. I also had an episode about the crab mentality, crab in a bucket mentality. We exposed the crabs for trying to pull you back down into the bucket. This isn't about external haters. You know what I'm saying? It's about internalized negativity and fear. And this episode was deep for me, because you have to realize that sometimes your success threatens those who refuse to grow. You can't grow if you don't grow. God damn it. All right. Stop letting small minds dim your light. Surround yourself with elevators, not anchors. So that's what that episode was about. Protecting your ambition at all costs. You can find all of these lives on my YouTube. The verdict, right? Let's talk about it. This week was about giving you the tools to be a player, not just a spectator, in your own life. All right? From setting the pace to dodging crabs. You were given the tools and the strategy to win. It's up to you to take it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to use it. I spoke a lot. I said a lot. I gave a lot this week. So it's up to you. The real explanation for this episode is this. You got the playbook, you got the calls. The only thing standing between you and victory is your willingness to execute the blueprint. Charge up your controller, block out the noise, and go get what's yours. Y'all already know what this is, man. Next week, I got a bunch of more topics. We going live. Y'all know how we doing this. Y'all wasn't outside with us, but I'm going to give y'all the best visual I can give you of being outside that I can. I see y'all soon. Y'all already know what this is. I'm out. You ready? I'll explain all this later live. It ain't just a moment. It is the moment. See you soon.